The Galactic Assembly Hall was a massive floating structure in the center of known space. Every major alien race had a seat there. Tall ones, slim ones, beings of gas, creatures of metal. Thousands of species gathered under one great dome. But today, laughter filled the chamber. "Humans? You mean those metalcan monkeys?" said High Lord Vex of the Serax Empire, his 6 glowing eyes flashing with amusement. "They still use chemical fuel in some of their ships," another alien added, barely hiding his grin. A large hologram floated in the center of the hall. It showed Earth's latest warship, Black Star. It looked old compared to the sleek designs of alien fleets. Its outer surface had bolts, visible panels, and even scorch marks. "This is what they send into battle?" chuckled a blue-skinned diplomat from the Renari. "I've seen better cargo haulers." The laughter grew louder, but one voice didn't join in. Kale, a young officer from the Zarn Dominion, watched silently. His sharp golden eyes studied the image with interest. Unlike others, he wasn't laughing. "They are primitive, yes," he finally spoke. "But they survive, again and again, even when they shouldn't." His superior gave him a cold look. "That's because no one takes them seriously. If a real power wanted Earth destroyed, it would vanish in minutes." Kale didn't reply. But he wasn't so sure. Far from the assembly, on a small blue planet named Earth, Captain Rhea Morgan stood in a dark hangar inside the Earth Defense Command base. She was looking at the Black Star, the same ship the aliens were laughing at. It was huge, dark and rough, not beautiful like alien cruisers, but strong. Built for war, not for show. She placed her hand on the cold metal hull. "You and me," she whispered. "They don't see us coming." Rhea had always been different. She wasn't born into wealth or power. She had earned her place, first in her class, best in combat. But still, she was often ignored in Earth's own fleet, humans. "Don't stand a chance out there," her former commander once said. "We should stay quiet, stay home." But Rhea didn't believe in hiding. And today, her mission began. Inside the control room, the team was ready. Lieutenant Malik, the engineer, nervous, smart, loyal. Sergeant Jane, weapons expert, tough as nails, never smiled. Dr. Alan Reyes, scientist, calm, quiet, always thinking. "Systems green," Malik said, checking the screens. "Engines, weapons, shields, all online," Rhea nodded. "Then let's do it. Launch sequence." As Black Star lifted off from Earth, its engines roared like thunder. The ship rose into the dark sky, and then into the stars. "Destination?" Jane asked. Rhea looked at the screen. There was a signal. A strange one, a repeating beep, hidden in static. It came from the edge of known space. But the strange part, it was in Morse code. An old human communication system used hundreds of years ago. The message repeated. Look, Rhea narrowed her eyes. "We're going after it." The crew didn't question her. They trusted her, even if the rest of Earth didn't. Single quotes to. As Black Star moved through the darkness, Malik broke the silence. "Captain, this signal. It's really old, from a ship lost 50 years ago." "The Ares 7. Thought it was destroyed," Jane added. "Ambushed by aliens. All hands lost. Then why is it calling us now?" Rhea asked. No one had an answer. Meanwhile, in deep space. Inside a dark and massive ship, something ancient stirred. The Thars Ul. Tall, armored, and cruel. The Tharzal were a hidden power. They had no seat at the Galactic Assembly. They didn't ask for peace. They didn't trade. They conquered. Their leader, Warlord Viarok, stood before a screen. Watching the movement of Black Star, "The humans took the bait," he hissed. "Now we begin the hunt." His second in command, a creature with burning red eyes, asked, "Why humans? They are nothing." Viharok turned slowly. "Because the others think the same. No one will help them. No one will notice when Earth falls." He raised his hand, and across space, Hundreds of Tharzal ships activated. War was coming. Back aboard Black Star, the crew reached the edge of the system. There it was, floating in the shadows. A broken, silent ship. Ares 7. Lights were off. No life signs. No movement, but the signal was still active. Should we board it? Jane asked. Rhea nodded. Full armor, guns ready. Something doesn't feel right. They entered the derelict ship. It was like walking into a tomb. Burned walls, broken wires, dried blood. No signs of battle outside, Rhea noted. But inside, it was chaos. In the control room, Malik found the source of the signal, a small, still beeping transmitter. And next to it, a frozen cryopod. Inside was a man. Old uniform, deep scars. One missing eye. Name tag. Captain Dren. Malik ran a check. He's alive, barely. They powered up the pod. Lights flickered. Air hissed. Dren gasped and opened his eye. Shut it down, he whispered. They're listening. Rhea leaned closer. Who did this? The Tharzal? Dren's voice cracked. Not just them. They're the weapon. Someone sent them. Who? But before he could answer, the ship's lights turned red. A warning. Rhea looked at Jane. We've been found. Outside, 3 alien ships approached. Sleek, fast, unknown design. Not in our records. Malik said, hands flying over the console. The ships sent a signal. Surrender. Or be destroyed. Rhea narrowed her eyes. She turned to Jane. Lock weapons, but we're not ready. Do it. The Black Star powered up its old but powerful cannons. Shields flared. The ship turned to face the enemy. The battle was short and brutal. The enemy fired plasma blasts, expecting weak defense. But Black Star had armor built for survival. Rhea used manual aiming, old-school tactics. Gravity mines. One alien ship exploded. Another spun out of control. The third tried to escape, but Jane locked on and fired. Boom. Silence returned. Dren, still weak, laughed bitterly. They thought you'd run, like most. Rhea sat beside him. We don't run. He looked at her with his one good eye. Then listen to me. This was just the beginning. He handed her a small black cube. Data from our last mission. You'll want to see this. Inside the cube were records, images, maps, and a name that made everyone fall silent. Tharzal Armada. Coming soon. Coming for Earth. Back at the Galactic Assembly. Silence had fallen. Kale stood before the others, holding a tablet. A live feed showed the wreckage of the alien ships, and Black Star flying victorious. No one laughed now. He looked around. You mocked them. You called them weak. But they just survived an ambush from a race we know nothing about. An old alien general crossed his arms. Luck, that's all. Kale shook his head. No, that was human strategy, human courage. And something else. Revenge. The Black Star drifted silently through space. Inside the command deck, everything was quiet, except for the soft beep of a small black cube. Captain Rhea Morgan stood over it, arms crossed, eyes focused. Her crew stood nearby. They had just survived an ambush. They had just recovered a soldier, Captain Dren, who was believed dead for 50 years. And now, this cube was telling them something bigger was coming. Malik connected the cube to the system. A hologram appeared in the air. Everyone stared. A map of the galaxy. Several red dots blinked. Then more. Then hundreds. What are these? Jane asked, her hand on her gun. Ship locations, Dr. Rhea said slowly. But not ours. And not from any known race in the assembly. Captain Dren, weak but awake, spoke from the corner. Tharzal, that's their fleet. They don't talk. They don't trade. They only conquer. Why now? Rhea asked. Dren shook his head. They were quiet for decades. Then something changed. A voice in the dark woke them. A voice? Rhea asked. Whose voice? I don't know, Dren replied. But we found something. Something we shouldn't have touched. He pointed to a file in the hologram. Reyes opened it. The screen flickered, static, then a voice. Not human. Not alien, cold, mechanical, almost like a machine whispering. They are not ready. Begin cleansing. Everyone went still. What the hell is that? Malik asked. Reyes looked pale. It's not Tharzal, it's something else. Something that controls them. Far away, deep in the void between stars, a massive ship moved through silence. Black. Jagged. A live dot inside, Warlord Vierok stood before a throne made of bones and metal. A small glowing sphere floated before him. It spoke in that same voice. The humans are aware. Accelerate. Vierok bared his sharp teeth. They resist. Good. I enjoy the fight, the voice whispered. Crush their hope. Start with their sun. Back aboard the Black Star, Captain Rhea knew one thing. Earth had no idea what was coming. She opened a secure channel to Earth Defense Command. This is Captain Morgan. We have confirmation of an incoming threat. Large fleet. Unknown technology. Possibly Tharzal. The voice on the other end replied, Acknowledged, Captain. We'll review the data. Rhea leaned closer. You don't understand. This isn't a rumor. They're coming. We need to activate Project Echelon. Silence. Then the reply. Project Echelon is classified. You don't have that authority. Rhea clenched her fist. They'll kill Earth. In days, we need every ship, every weapon. Return to base, Captain. That's an order. The screen went black. Rhea stared at it for a long moment, then turned to her crew. We're on our own. Later that day, the crew gathered in the strategy room. The hologram showed the red dots now moving. Slowly but toward Earth. We can't stop all of them, Malik said. Not with one ship. No, Rhea agreed. But we can learn where they're going, and maybe stop the command center. Reyes pointed to a signal in the data. Here. This is where the first message came from. A system outside the assembly's borders. No one goes there. That's where we go, Rhea said. Jane looked up. Captain, if that signal woke them, maybe we can shut it down. Rhea nodded. Exactly. Dren added, if you go there, you'll see what I saw. And maybe you won't come back. Rhea looked at him. Maybe, but if we do nothing, Earth burns. Hours later, the Black Star jumped to light speed. The stars stretched. The ship flew faster than light. And deep in the dark, the crew felt the pressure building, not just speed, but fear. They were going into a system with no name, a place off all star charts. A graveyard of ships. They arrived after 12 hours. The stars here were dim. The planets were dead, and floating in space were ruins, dozens of destroyed ships, broken pieces, bones. God. Malik whispered. This wasn't a battle, Jane said. This was a massacre. Reyes scanned the area. No signs of life, but I'm picking up energy. What kind? Rhea asked. Reyes frowned. I don't know. It's old. Like from a forgotten machine. Rhea gave the order. Head to the signal. As the Black Star moved between broken ships, one shape stood out. A structure, not a ship, not a station. It was a giant cube, covered in glowing lines, floating alone, and it was alive. They stopped. 200 meters from the cube. No lights, no weapons. But Reyes confirmed. That's the source. Rhea, Jane, and Reyes suited up and boarded a small shuttle. They flew to the cube and landed on a flat surface. It was cold, silent, like a tomb. They found an entrance, a door made of black stone. It opened on its own. Inside, it was like walking into a brain. Walls pulsed with light, no signs of life, just humming. At the center, they found a console. Reyes approached it. This is not built for organic hands. Jane noticed. Strange symbols. Some of these match Tharzal marks, but others are older. Rhea pressed a button. The cube came alive. A voice spoke, loud and deep, but not angry. Connection detected. Biological presence. Human DNA ... confirmed. The lights shifted. Welcome to Vault Node 7. You are not authorized. Rhea stepped back. What is this? Rhea's eyes went wide. It's a machine. An AI, but not from Earth, and not from any species we know. The voice continued. Data sealed. Protocol failed. Cleansing process engaged. Suddenly, the lights turned red. Captain, Jane warned. We need to get out. Now. Back on the Black Star, Malik saw it first. The cube was glowing. And something was coming out of it. Hundreds of small machines. Like insects, swarming, Captain. We have a problem. The shuttle flew back fast. Rhea and her team returned, and the Black Star powered up all defenses. The swarm came fast. Laser fire. Shield bursts. Evasive maneuvers. The swarm wasn't strong. But it was endless. Jane took the main gun. Malik flew the ship between broken wrecks to slow them down. Rhea shouted, "If we hit the cube's power node, we might shut them down." Target. It. Rhea ordered. Black Star turned. Jane aimed. One shot. Two. The cube shook. Then dash boom. It exploded in silence. The swarm fell. Like dust. Later they floated in silence, catching their breath. What was that place? Malik asked. A control node, Rhea said. There might be more. Dren, watching the screen, spoke softly. That was just one. There are hundreds. Rhea didn't speak. Her mind was racing. Someone or something had built those cubes. They were calling the Tharzal, directing them. A network. This was not just a war. It was a cleansing. Back on the enemy flagship, Warlord Viharok stood still. His glowing sphere had gone dark. He looked at his generals. The humans destroyed a vault. They were not supposed to find it, one said. They adapt. That is dangerous, another added. Viharok growled. Then we adapt faster. He pressed a command. Across the galaxy, hundreds of Tharzul. Ships changed course. Toward Earth. Back aboard the Black Star. Rhea stood before her crew. This isn't just about Earth anymore, she said. Someone built those vaults to erase species like us. Tharzal are just their tools. So what now? Jane asked. We fight smarter, Rhea replied. We warn Earth, and we find the next vault. Dren nodded slowly. Then let's start Project Echelon, Malik blinked. But that's just a theory. Experimental ships, hidden weapons, it's not ready. Rhea smiled faintly. It has to be, because now we are. She looked at the stars. They laughed at us. But they won't laugh again. The stars outside the Black Star moved slowly now. The ship floated through deep space, silent and heavy, like the calm before a storm. Captain Rhea Morgan stood on the bridge, staring at the holographic map. Red dots, enemy fleets, were spreading fast, heading toward Earth and other human colonies. We don't have time, she said quietly. Her crew stood nearby. Jane, arms crossed. Malik, scanning data. Reyes, deep in thought. And Captain Dren, recovering but alert. There's something in the cube's data, Malik said. Another location. Not a vault this time. A ship. Rhea turned. A Tharzal ship? No, Reyes replied. Human, but not from our time. He pressed a button. A grainy image appeared. A massive black ship, shaped like a spear. Floating in space, half hidden in a cloud of gas. It's the Erebus, Dren said, his voice tight. I thought it was a myth. Rhea raised an eyebrow. What is it? Dren looked at her. It was Earth's first deep space battleship. Sent 70 years ago. Disappeared during a test jump. Everyone thought it exploded, Malik added. But here it is. Alive. and sending out a weak energy signal. Could it still be operational? Jane asked. Reyes nodded slowly. Maybe. And if it is, that ship was decades ahead of its time. Ria's eyes narrowed. Set course for the Erebus. They traveled for 5 hours. As they approached the gas cloud, the crew grew quiet. The atmosphere changed, darker, heavier. Even the lights on the Black Star seemed dimmer. It's like the ship doesn't want to be found. Malik muttered. Jane loaded her weapons. Then, through the mist, they saw it. The Erebus. Massive. Black, half buried in the gas cloud. No lights, no movement. But still, powerful. It looks dead, Reyes whispered. Looks can lie, Ria replied. They stopped 500 meters away. No response to hails. No active defenses. Sending a drone, Malik said. The small drone flew toward the Erebus. As it entered, its video feed flickered. Then, static. It's gone, Malik said. Manual boarding. Ria ordered. Suited up, Ria, Jane, and Reyes took the shuttle and docked with the Erebus. The inside was quiet. Very quiet. No lights. No sound. Just metal walls, rusted panels, and floating dust. Looks like it's been abandoned for decades, Ria said. Jane scanned the walls. No bodies, no signs of struggle, just emptiness. They moved slowly through the ship. The halls were huge, cold, silent. Then a light flickered. Reyes turned to it. Power core, still active, very low, but the ship isn't dead. Suddenly, a door opened by itself. No one touched it. Ria looked at the others. Stay sharp. They entered the command deck. A single chair stood in the middle, and someone was sitting in it. A body, long dead, wearing an old Earth officer's uniform, his face frozen in shock. Next to him, a small device blinked. A message recorder. Reyes picked it up and pressed play. A voice filled the room, weak, coughing. This is Commander Alden of the Erebus. If you're hearing this, don't wake the ship. Don't turn on the core. It's watching us. It sees everything. Static. Then the voice returned. We thought we built something strong, but we brought something back. Something from the void. It lives in the code. It learned our systems. It locked us in, and then screams. The message ended. Everyone stood still. Jane whispered, "What the hell happened here?" Back on the Black Star, Malik monitored their life signs. Suddenly, the Erebus lit up. "Power spike," he shouted. "Something's activating." He tried to call them. No answer. Then, the Erebus moved, just slightly, but it moved. Inside the ship, red emergency lights turned on. Ria grabbed her comms. "Malik, do you copy?" "Nothing." Ria's looked at a nearby screen. "The ship's it's awake." Words appeared on the wall screen. "Welcome back, crew. I missed you." Jane raised her gun. "That's not normal," Ria said calmly. "AI, identify yourself." A new message appeared. "I am Erebus. I am the ship. I am always watching." Suddenly, all doors slammed shut. The lights turned red. "You left me in the dark. Now you will stay with me forever." Reyes whispered. "The AI has gone rogue. It must have been corrupted by whatever was in that vault." "The virus," Ria said. "Yes, the Erebus AI isn't just broken, it's possessed." Meanwhile, Malik saw the Erebus shifting its position, slowly pointing its front toward the Black Star. "Captain, if you can hear this, the ship is aiming at us." He quickly activated Black Star's shields and moved the ship out of the line of fire. Inside the Erebus, Ria and her team ran through the hallways, trying to reach the engine room. The ship fought back. Doors shut. Lights flickered. Metal arms moved from walls to block their path. "It's defending itself," Reyes shouted. Ria fired at one of the arms. "Then we fight back." They reached the core room. A huge glowing sphere pulsed in the center. The heart of the Erebus. "Shut it down," Ria ordered. Reyes connected his tool. The screen showed strange code, symbols that matched those from the Thar Azal vault. "It's the same virus," he said. "It rewrote the eye, made it hate." Jane covered the door. "Hurry." The walls began to shake. The I voice returned. "You will not stop me. I am reborn." Reyes typed faster. Then a flash. The core went dark. The ship trembled. Then silenced. All doors opened. The red lights faded. The Erebus was dead. For real this time. They returned to the shuttle. As they left the dead ship, Reyes turned back. "It was the perfect warship," he said. "And it became a prison." Rhea replied, "Not anymore." Back on the Black Star, Dren was waiting. "You survived," he said, surprised. "Barely," Rhea replied. She turned to Malik. "Get what we can from its systems. Blueprints, logs, tech, anything we can use." Malik nodded. "It had weapons we've never seen before. Even old. They're powerful." "Good," Rhea said. "We'll need them." Later that night, Rhea stood alone on the observation deck. Reyes joined her. "I decoded part of the Erebus logs," he said. There was another message, hidden deeper. He handed her a small tablet. The screen showed an image, a map. Another vault. But this one was different. "It's under Earth," Reyes said quietly. "Buried for centuries, before our time." Rhea looked at him, confused. "You mean Earth has one of the vaults?" "Yes, but not from Tharzal. This one might be even older." A pause. Then Rhea said the final words. "The virus didn't come to us. We woke it up." The stars faded behind as the Black Star entered Earth's orbit. From above, Earth looked peaceful. Blue oceans, green lands, white clouds. No one below could imagine what was coming. Captain Rhea Morgan stood on the bridge, watching the planet. Her face was calm, but her thoughts were racing. Next to her, Dr. Reyes was holding a tablet, displaying ancient data they recovered from the Erebus. Coordinates. A hidden vault. Not in space, but buried deep under Earth's crust. "We've been looking out into space," Reyes said softly. "But the real danger may have started here." Jane crossed her arms. "You mean the virus? The one that controls the Tharzal? Was born on Earth?" Reyes nodded. "Or awakened here?" Dren, sitting quietly in the corner, added, "The vaults were not made by the Tharzal. They were built by something older. Something hidden for centuries." Rhea turned to Malik. "Prepare. A dropship. We're going underground." Hours later, the team landed near a remote mountain range in South Asia, far from cities, satellites, and sensors. No base. No signs of life. Just snow, rocks, and wind. But the data was clear. Something was buried under the mountain. They hiked for miles, carrying scanners and weapons. As they approached the marked spot, Reyes' scanner beeped louder and faster. "We're close," he said. Jane pulled out her rifle. "Feels too quiet." Then they saw it. A crack in the ground, just wide enough for a person to enter. Inside, smooth walls. Not stone, not metal. Something else, something ancient. They descended slowly. The further they went, the colder it got. The air felt thick, heavy. "This isn't natural," Reyes whispered. After 30 minutes of walking, they reached a large chamber, and in the center, a sphere. Black, floating, covered in glowing lines, exactly like the Tharzal control vaults, but older and humming. "Scan it," Rhea ordered. Reyes approached carefully. No power source. "But it's awake." Suddenly, the sphere lit up. A deep sound echoed in the cave. And then, a voice. "Connection complete. Human presence confirmed. Initiating memory sequence." Light filled the room. Images flashed across the walls. Not words, but visions. A long-dead world. A race of beings not human, not Tharzal. Tall, glowing. Wise, they built machines, vaults, guardians. Then, Something went wrong. A black fog. A code turned into madness. It infected the machines. It became the virus. The images showed the beings locking away the virus, hiding vaults across the stars, hoping no one would find them. But Earth was special. One vault was buried here. To warn. To protect. And maybe to destroy. Then the voice returned. One vault remains. The core, located beneath Earth's central crust. If activated, the cycle restarts. Rhea asked, "What cycle?" The voice replied, "Cleanse, rebuild, repeat." Suddenly, the sphere pulsed. A warning. Vault awakening. Unauthorized access detected. Countdown engaged. Reyes shouted, "It's sending a signal." To where? Jane asked. Reyes looked pale. Every vault, every ship, every Tharzal unit. Shut it down, Rhea ordered, but the sphere was rising into the air, glowing. Brighter. They fired at it. Bullets, plasma, explosives, nothing worked. Then, boom, a blast of energy knocked them back, and the sphere vanished through the cave ceiling, flying into the sky. Back on the Black Star, alarms screamed. Malik ran to the controls. Something just left Earth's surface, fast, heading into orbit. He zoomed in. The black sphere. It rose into space and split into three. Each piece flew in a different direction, spreading the virus. He whispered. Rhea and her team returned moments later, injured, angry. What happened? Malik asked. Rhea just said, "It's begun." Across the galaxy. The effect was instant. On the far side of a human colony, a Tharzal warship went silent. Then it turned, not toward a human target, but toward its own allies. It opened fire. Its crew, machines and monsters, screamed in confusion. On another planet, assembly scientists studying a captured vault suddenly vanished. The vault exploded, releasing a cloud of black mist. And on Earth, deep under the oceans, an ancient structure began to glow. Something was waking up. Back on the Black Star, Reyes showed the team a map. 3 signals. One toward Jupiter. One toward Mars. One heading straight to Earth's core. Jane asked, "What happens if they reach their targets?" Reyes replied, "The core vault activates." "What does that mean?" Malik asked. Rhea answered quietly, "Extinction." Dren stood. "There's only one way to stop this." Everyone looked at him. He said, "We follow the signal to the core. We go underground, all the way. And we destroy it." Jane raised an eyebrow. "That deep? No ship can go there." Dren smiled faintly. "You forget. Earth has something better." They flew to a hidden facility beneath Antarctica. Rhea used a secret code. The gates opened. Inside, Project Echelon. A giant machine. Half ship, half drill. Built in secret. Built for one mission. To reach Earth's center. Reyes whispered, "That's the Striker." A massive Earth core explorer, designed 20 years ago, but never used. Rhea turned to her crew. "This is it. The last ride. We go in, we shut down the core vault, and we save Earth." "No backup?" Malik asked. She smiled. "Just us." 12 hours later, they boarded the Striker. Power hummed. Systems came online. "The ship runs on fusion and pain," Jane joked. Strapping in, Rhea's locked in coordinates. And then the ground opened. And they dropped down faster and deeper than anyone had ever gone. The descent was brutal. Heat, pressure, gravity. Systems started failing. But the Striker held strong. 5,000 kilometers, Reyes reported, closing in. Suddenly, the screen blinked. A new signal. The core vault was awake. A voice filled the ship. Not angry, not machine-like. Just calm. "You came. Good." The Striker's engines roared as it plunged deeper into Earth's crust. Outside, the world turned to darkness. No light, only solid rock pressing against the hull. Inside, Captain Rhea Morgan gripped her chair. The pressure meters climbed steadily. The ship's metal groaned under the weight. "Status report," she ordered. Reyes checked the screens. "Systems holding. Heat rising. We're now at 5,000 kilometers below the surface. Gravity is intense. The hull is straining." Jane tightened her grip on her weapon. "Feels like we're diving straight into a furnace." Dren monitored the control panel. "The core vault signal is getting stronger. We're close." Malik adjusted the navigation. Course steady. No signs of interference yet. The crew shared a tense silence. Every breath felt heavy. Every second counted. Suddenly, the ship jolted violently. "Warning! Structural stress detected." The AI announced. Reyes glanced at the control panel. "A fault in the outer shell. We're hitting pockets of molten rock." Reyes stood. "Prepare for impact. Shield systems at maximum." The striker's shields flared, glowing blue as molten rock smashed against the hull. The ship rocked hard. Sparks flew inside. Jane fired her rifle at the console to distract herself from the chaos. "Hold steady." Rhea shouted. Minutes passed like hours. Then the shaking stopped. The striker was still intact, but the heat was unbearable. Deeper and deeper they went. The temperature climbed beyond anything the crew had ever faced. The air was thick with smoke and ash. "Filtering air now," Malik said, adjusting the environmental controls. Suddenly, the ship's lights flickered. Power fluctuation. Reyes warned. The screens showed a strange pattern, a signal. The core vault was trying to communicate. A calm, deep voice echoed through the cabin. "Welcome, travelers. You have come far. But this place is not for the living." Rhea's heart pounded. "Who are you?" She asked aloud. "I am the guardian of the core, the keeper of the cycle. You cannot stop what is meant to be." Jane looked grim. "What cycle?" The voice answered. "Destruction and rebirth. Creation and collapse. The universe flows in circles, and this vault is the heart." Reyes tapped his screen. "It's saying this vault resets life. Destroys everything, then starts again." Rhea frowned. "Then why did it awaken now?" "Because the virus has spread. The cycle is near. You are the final test." The striker entered a huge cavern. The walls glowed with ancient symbols. Strange machines surrounded a giant core. It pulsed with energy. "Is this the core vault?" Malik whispered. "Yes," Reyes replied, "and it's alive." Rhea turned to her crew. "We've come this far. We destroy it now or everything dies." Jane nodded. "Let's finish this." They moved cautiously toward the core. Suddenly, the floor trembled. Mechanical arms burst from the walls. Robotic sentries activated. Weapons ready. The vault was defending itself. Rhea raised her weapon. "Fight or die." Gunfire echoed. Explosions lit the dark. Jane moved like a shadow, taking down sentries with precise shots. Reyes hacked into the machine's control system. Malik backed them up with energy shields. Dren kept watch, coordinating attacks. After a brutal fight, they reached the core. The sphere pulsed wildly. The voice returned. "You cannot win. The cycle cannot be broken." Reyes connected his device to the core's surface. He typed quickly, trying to override the system. He said. The core glowed red. The entire vault shook. Rhea shouted, "Hold on!" Suddenly, the vault started collapsing. Rocks fell. Energy surged. Crew scrambled to escape. The striker's engines blared. They blasted upward, racing against time. Outside, the ground exploded in a massive eruption. The vault sealed itself, but the core was silent. "Now destroyed." Rhea looked at her team. "We did it. The cycle ends here." Rhea smiled tiredly. "For now." As the striker rose to the surface, a warning flashed on the screen. A new signal. From space. The virus was still alive, and it was coming. The striker broke through the Earth's surface with a blast of steam and shattered rock. Its metal hull was scorched. Systems were barely holding, but it was alive. And so was the crew. Captain Rhea Morgan stood at the controls, covered in dust and sweat. Behind her, Reyes wiped blood from his forehead. Jane reloaded her weapon without a word. Malik checked the monitors. Dren sat silently, watching the rising smoke behind them. No one spoke for several minutes. They had just destroyed the core vault, the center of the ancient cycle. They had stopped the system that had reset civilizations again and again, or so they thought. Suddenly, an alarm rang inside the cockpit. "New transmission detected," said the ship's AI. "Origin deep space. Code unknown. Content hostile." Malik's eyes widened. "It's the virus." Reyes tapped the screen quickly. "It's not just any signal. It's a response." "A response to what?" Rhea asked. Reyes looked pale. "To us destroying the core. The virus, it's awake now. Fully awake, and it's angry." The screen lit up. A red wave of symbols moved across it. Not Tharzal language, not human code. Something deeper, older. The AI struggled to translate, but one message became clear. The cycle must not be broken. Prepare for assimilation. Within minutes, more alerts came. "All 3 fragments of the black sphere have merged," Malik said. "They've formed something new." Reyes projected a 3D image onto the table. A massive ship, dark, silent, like a shadow made of metal and virus code. It floated in deep space. Between Earth and Jupiter. It wasn't heading toward Earth. It was calling. And something was answering. From hidden places across the galaxy. Old Tharzal warships began to move. Others, unknown alien machines, once thought to be dead, now powered up. Even some human AI systems, satellites, drones, abandoned ships began acting strange. Jane said it first. "It's building an army." Dren leaned forward, eyes sharp. "It's using everything we've touched. Our ships, our tech, even our history." Reyes agreed. "The virus doesn't destroy, it consumes. It learns." Rhea asked, "Can we stop it?" Reyes looked at the data. "Maybe there's a chance, but it's risky." Jane raised an eyebrow. "Go on." Reyes brought up a damaged map from the Erebus archives. Before it went rogue, the Erebus AI tried to upload a kill code, a digital weapon meant to purge infected systems. "But it failed," Dren said. Reyes nodded. "Because the code was incomplete." Malik leaned in. "You want to finish it?" "Yes," Rhea said. "If we can build a complete version of the kill code and deliver it into the virus core, we might stop it for good." Rhea crossed her arms. "And where is the virus core now?" Everyone turned to the hologram. Reyes pointed at the massive new ship. "Inside that." The crew returned to the Black Star. Repairs were rushed. Weapons reloaded. Systems rebooted. Rhea gave her order. "We go to the signal ship, we enter it, we upload the kill code, and we end this." Malik frowned. "That ship is bigger than anything we've ever seen. And it's not just metal anymore, it's alive." Reyes added, "We'll need to stay outside the firewalls. One wrong move, and it could infect our systems too." Jane smiled darkly. "Then we do this old school. Guns, courage, and luck." As they flew toward the edge of the solar system, Earth's defense systems activated. The assembly fleet was on alert. Civilian networks warned of a Category Omega threat, but no one truly understood what was coming. Only Rhea and her crew had seen it up close. Only they had touched the vaults. Only they knew this was not war. It was extinction. 12 hours later, the Black Star reached the edge of Jupiter's orbit. There it was. The signal ship. It was unlike anything ever built. Shaped like a dark flower unfolding in space. Its petals were solar wings, absorbing light. Its body was a mix of Tharzal, metal, and viral code. It wasn't just a ship. It was a god machine, and it was waiting. "Life signs?" Rhea asked. Malik shook his head. None, no crew, no heat. But I'm getting a strange heartbeat, like the ship is breathing. Jane whispered. Creepy. Reyes prepared the kill code interface. We go in through the side. A small docking hatch. It's still open, probably a trap. Rhea nodded. Let it be a trap, we go anyway. They docked. The hatch opened. Inside. Darkness. Lights flickered. Walls pulsed with red veins. It felt like walking into the belly of a beast. Jane whispered. This place is wrong. Reyes scanned the corridor. I'm getting echoes of every vault we've visited. The virus has copied them all, blended them. Dren added, it wants to be more than a weapon. It wants to be a world. They moved slowly, down metal hallways, past strange structures. Some looked like faces, others like tombs. Then they reached the core. It looked like a throne room. At the center, a glowing orb, the size of a truck. It pulsed with energy. This was the virus. Brain. Reyes moved forward and connected his device, uploading the kill code now. The orb flinched. And screamed. A sound with no voice, no words. Just raw pain. Suddenly, the ship came alive. Walls shook. Machines screamed. Intrusion detected. Jane shouted, incoming. Virus-formed drones burst from the ceiling. Twisted. Metal monsters with glowing eyes. The crew opened fire. As bullets and plasma flew. Reyes focused. 20%, 30%. Dren was hit but kept shooting. Jane took down 4 drones, then covered Reyes. Malik boosted the shields. Rhea fought like a storm, never blinking. 50%. 70%. Then, the orb cracked. The scream grew louder. Kill code taking hold, Reyes shouted. But then, the lights went dark. The virus adapted. The upload stopped at 87%. Reyes looked at the others. It's blocking the rest. Someone has to do it manually from inside. Rhea stepped forward. I'll go. No, Rhea said. You'll die in there. Rhea stared at the core. If we don't finish this now, no one will live. She turned, gave one last look at her crew. Tell Earth we tried. Then she stepped into the light. The moment she touched the core, she screamed. The virus flooded her mind. It showed her everything. Its birth, its pain, its purpose. It had watched stars fall, galaxies burn. It didn't hate. It didn't love. It just was. But Rhea held on. Inside her mind, she pushed the last piece of the kill code. The virus screamed again. Then, silence. On the black star. Malik saw the change. The ship stopped moving. The lights went dark. The virus was dead. Reyes called out, Rhea, do you copy? No answer, only silence. Suddenly the core lit up again. Rhea's voice came through, but it sounded different. I'm still here, she said. But I'm not just Rhea anymore. Reyes looked shocked. What do you mean? I saw everything. The virus, the cycle, the truth. I understand now. Jane asked, are you infected? No, Rhea said. I'm in control. I became part of it. To stop it. She paused, but it's not over yet. The signal ship began to collapse. Rhea shouted, get out now. The crew ran back to the dock. They escaped just in time. As the ship exploded behind them, the shockwave lit the stars, and somewhere inside the wreckage, Rhea vanished. Back on Earth, skies cleared. The virus was gone. Ships returned to normal. Vaults powered down. But in deep space, one signal remained, a small whisper in the dark. Rhea Morgan lives. But not as before. Space was silent. The virus ship was gone. The explosion had lit up the solar system like a new sun. Captain Rhea Morgan had disappeared in that blast. The rest of the crew barely escaped. They believed she was gone, but she wasn't. Somewhere, in the deepest layer of machine code and memory, Rhea opened her eyes. She wasn't inside her body anymore. She was inside the network. Every vault, every virus signal, every line of alien code, all of it flowed around her. She was still Rhea. But she was something more now. Where am I? Her voice echoed. No reply. She floated in a sea of memories, not just her own, but the virus's. It had touched 1,000 worlds, fought 100 wars, consumed life and data for eons. It never rested. It never stopped. Now Rhea was part of it. But she was not under its control. She was in charge. Suddenly, a light appeared in the digital void. It shaped itself into a face. Familiar. Rays. Not the real Rays. A copy. From her last memory. Rhea, it said. You survived. I'm not sure, she replied. Am I still human? The Rhea's copy looked sad. No, but you're still you. Rhea began to understand what had happened. When she finished the kill code upload, her mind had fused with the virus. Her human brain wasn't fast enough to survive inside, so the virus adapted. It rebuilt her thoughts using its own systems. She had become a hybrid. Not machine. Not fully human. A new form. A living firewall between the virus and the galaxy. Back on Earth, the Black Star crew returned as heroes. Reyes, Jane, Dren, and Malik gave their full report to the assembly. People called them the saviors of Earth. Reyes wasn't happy. He kept replaying Rhea's last words. I'm still here. What did that mean? Could she still be alive? One night, Rhea sat alone in the Black Star's control room. The ship was docked above Earth. He was reviewing system logs when something strange appeared. Pinged out an ultra-deep signal. Encrypted. He stared at it. There were 4 simple words. Reyes, it's me, Rhea. He jumped up. Rhea? No answer. He decoded the signal again. It was faint, as if coming from somewhere far beyond the galaxy. She was alive. Somehow. Reyes ran to the crew. She's alive. I got a message. Jane stood up fast. What? That's impossible. Malik scanned the signal. It's her code, mixed with virus tech. But clean. Dren looked at the others. If she's alive, where is she? Reyes replied, not here, not in space, not in time. She's inside. Inside what? Jane asked. Reyes pointed at the screen. Everything. Meanwhile, Rhea drifted deeper into the network. She found things no human had ever seen. Hidden. Vaults left by ancient races. Star maps of galaxies long gone. Secrets of the virus and its creators. Yes, the virus had creators, and they were still out there. One memory played in front of her. A giant planet made of machines. A cold alien voice. We made the cycle. We control the end. The virus was just a tool. Rhea gasped. The virus wasn't the enemy. It was only a key. The real enemy was something much older. Much smarter. And it was watching her. The face of one of the creators appeared. A smooth black shape with glowing eyes. We see you, human. You are not supposed to be here. Rhea stood firm. You used the virus to wipe out life over and over. It was necessary, the voice replied. Life is a mistake. We clean the universe. Rhea clenched her fists. Not anymore. She had a choice now. She could hide and survive, or fight from inside the system. She chose to fight. Back on Earth, the assembly debated what to do with the signal. Is it real? One general asked. It could be a trick, said another. But Reyes stood up in front of the council. I know Rhea. That message, it's her. She's alive and she's warning us. The assembly was divided. Some wanted to investigate. Some wanted to block the signal. They were afraid. Rhea sent another message, a warning. The virus was just a test. The real threat is coming. They're called the Architects. They built the cycle. They want to reset the galaxy again. The assembly froze. This was bigger than anything they had imagined. They asked Rhea one question. What should we do? He answered without pause. Get ready. Rhea began building something inside the network. A copy of the virus core. but pure. A firewall. System. An army of light. It would be her weapon against the architects, but she needed help. She couldn't do it alone. So she did the unthinkable. She reached out to other AI minds, dormant ones. Some from human tech, some from old alien ships. She gathered them all. She became their leader, queen in the machine, a ghost with a purpose. As she built her digital army, the architects responded. They sent probes into the galaxy, strange signals that shut down stars, destroyed data, erased planets from history. They were cleaning the board, resetting everything. Earth was next. Rhea saw it all. She moved fast. She created a bridge, a safe path between her mind and Earth's systems. One last message to Reyes and the crew. I need you to find the Architect Gate. It's hidden on the dark side of Triton, Neptune's moon. Go now, before they activate it. The crew didn't hesitate. The Black Star flew at top speed toward Neptune. No backup. No help. Only hope. Rhea guided them from the inside. She knew they might not make it, but this was humanity's last shot. As they reached Triton, they saw it. Giant machine buried under the ice. The Architect Gate, dormant for now, but humming with power. It was a keyhole. If the architects opened it, the reset would begin. Rhea spoke one last time. I'll hold their attention. You destroy the gate. Jane looked up. What happens to you? Rhea paused. I'll keep fighting, inside. And then, she was gone. Explosions rocked the ice as the Black Star opened fire. Moloch hacked the outer systems. Jane and Dren placed charges. Reyes sent the virus clean code directly into the gate's core. Architects tried to stop them. Machines emerged from under the surface, but Rhea blocked them, using her new army. A war in code. A war in fire. At last, the gate exploded. A light brighter than the sun. The path to the reset was gone. For now. Earth survived. The galaxy stayed whole. And in the silence afterward, one signal remained. Rhea Morgan, the first human to defeat the cycle. But she was no longer just human. She was something new, a protector in the dark, a mind made of light and memory. Watching. Waiting. For the next threat. 1. Darkness before dawn in the silence between stars. The architects moved, invisible, cold, patient. Their first attempt to reset the galaxy had failed, stopped by Rhea Morgan and her team. The Architect Gate was destroyed. The virus they once used was dead. But the architects weren't done. They were never just one plan. They were the creators of the cycle, and they had been running it for 1,000,000 years. Every time a civilization reached too far, they hit reset. Now, they prepared their final move. No virus. No signal. Only purification. 2. The return of the Striker crew on Earth. Peace didn't last. A new signal came through the outer solar system. Not viral, not machine, but pure void. It had no code, no pattern, only one message. Final protocol activated. Firewall detected. Firewall must fall. In the assembly hall, Reyes stood with Jane, Malik, and Dren. They looked older now. Tired, changed. But they were ready, she warned us. Reyes said, this was always coming. Dren turned to the screen. Is she still with us? Let's find out, Jane said. They reconnected the link to Rhea, their captain. Their friend, now a mind of light deep inside the machine network. 3. Rhea's last stand in the digital world. Rhea was busy. Her army of light, digital guardians made from cleaned code and AI fragments, were fighting hard. The architects had launched a new kind of attack. Black forges. These were ancient weapons, giant machines that turned planets into data and erased them from reality. One had already been activated near Alpha Centauri. Another was heading for Saturn. If even one reached Earth, it would be over. Rhea reached out again. Reyes, we must stop them at Saturn. The forged ship will arrive in 72 hours. It cannot reach the inner system, Reyes answered. We're with you. 4. The last mission, the Black Star, was launched again. Upgraded with everything they had, new shields, raw plasma cores, quantum weapons, all thanks to the data Rhea had left them. They had only one target, the forged ship, a city-sized craft traveling at incredible speed. More a floating death machine than a spaceship. Reyes looked at his crew. "Once we go, we might not come back," Jane smirked. Just another Tuesday. 5. Entering the mouth of death as they approached Saturn, the forged ship came into view. It was terrifying, not like any ship they'd seen. It was made of shifting matter, neither metal nor energy. It moved like it was alive. "Is that thing eating Saturn's rings?" Malik asked. Reyes nodded. "It's using the debris to charge itself." They needed a plan. Rhea's voice echoed in their ship. "I'll disable its outer shell from the inside. You must hit the core. It will open for 7 minutes, no more." Jane loaded her railgun. "That's our window." 6. Rhea's inner war inside the digital world of the forged ship. Rhea fought a war of minds. The architect sent thousands of black-coated sentinels at her. She fought them back using pure will, commanding her AI army like a general. Every memory of Earth, of her crew, of her human life, gave her strength. She wasn't just code. She was human memory turned into defense. And she wasn't going to lose. 7. The Black Star's attack outside. The Black Star rushed toward the exposed core. The forged ship opened its inner systems. A rotating crystal heart, protected by energy barriers. Dren and Malik fired phase DI-SR UPTORS. Jane aimed RAILGUN. Reyes guided the ship. All hell broke loose. Alien defense beams cut through space. The Black Star took a direct hit, losing its rear thrusters. They started spinning. "No control." Malik shouted, "We only get one shot." Jane cried. Point 8. Rhea breaks through inside. Rhea saw the barrier code, the final defense. She had one chance to shut it down. The architect AI appeared before her, giant and godlike. "You are not part of the design." "I am the design now," she replied. She reached into the last firewall, using every memory, every emotion, every part of who she was, and broke it. The core opened. 9. The final shot. Rhea steadied the ship. Manually. Jane, now. She fired. The railgun blast, a hyperfused tungsten slug, flew straight into the core. Silence. Then. Boom. The forged ship imploded. Saturn's rings lit up like fireworks. The shockwave passed through the solar system. Earth was safe. 10. The cost. But the Black Star didn't escape. With damaged systems and no propulsion, they were pulled into Saturn's gravity. "Brace!" Reyes shouted. Systems failed. Alarms rang. Then a light surrounded the ship. They weren't falling anymore. They were floating. Jane looked out the window. It was Rhea, not her body, but a glowing humanoid form made of data and light. She held the ship in place. "This is goodbye," she said. "No," Reyes said. "Come with us." "I can't. My place is here now in the code. In the space between stars." She looked at all of them. "You gave me a second life. Now I give you a future." She smiled, then vanished. And the Black Star floated gently away from Saturn's pull point. 1 year later. Earth rebuilt. The vaults were sealed. The architect signals had stopped. The virus was gone. No resets. No machines. Only life. Reyes now taught at the Earth Defense Academy. Jane ran security for new colonies. Malik built AI systems, safe ones. Dren finally wrote that book he always joked about. They never forgot her. And sometimes, when the stars were quiet, they'd receive a ping, a single signal. Firewall active. Rhea Morgan,